Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. And if you're new here, a huge welcome to you. I'm really glad you're here. So today we are kicking off something really special, and this is episode 1 of a complete Python programming course. And I want you to know right now, this is not just another tutorial. By the end of this full playlist, you'll go from knowing absolutely nothing about Python. So to being able to build real projects, write clean code, and feel confident as a programmer. So whether you have never written a single line of code in your life or you have write a bit of programming before, and this course is built for you. I designed every single episode to be beginner friendly, practical, and honestly fun also. So here let's see what we are going to learn. So let's see what is Python. And after that we see so where Python is used. And let's see how to install Python. And after that we write a very first code. Write a very first code. And understanding commands indentation, and understanding indentation and commands, and how Python reads your code. And after that, we see variables, typecasting, object reference, typecasting, object reference, and keywords. And we see the keywords also. If this sounds good for you, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Okay, let's see the what is Python. So let's see what is Python. So Python is a high level language. So Python is a high level language and it was created by Dutch programmer. His name is Guido van Rossum, and it was established in uh, 1991. And now here's a fun fact. So he named it as Python, not after the snake, but after a British comedy show called Monty Python Flying Circus. So yes, Python has a fun origin story. So Python is a high level language and it was created by Guido van Rossum in 1991. Actually, its name is not a python. It's not come from a snake python. So there was a comedy show. So just Monty Python Flying Circle. So from that show only they have named as a Python for this programming language. So let's see what is the programming language. So think about this way. Your computer only understand one thing, which is electricity. On, off, right? Which is 0 and 1. So that is binary. So programming language. So computer can understand only zeros and one, right? So and that is known as binary. So I think this you have already learned in school, but writing instruction in zeros and ones is practically impossible for humans. So we created a programming language. They tell us write instruction in something close to plain English, and then a special program called interpreter or compiler translate that into binary for the computer. And Python is special because it read almost like plain English. And look at this. So to print something on the screen in Python, you literally write print open bracket. So print open bracket and we write our text. So like this we'll do in a Python. So to print something, we'll just give in a printing statement a print inside the bracket. We give a Python. So to display anything, we just do like this. So there will be no semicolon, no curly braces, no extra setup. So this is what Python makes the most beginner friendly language in the world. So why has Python become so popular? There are four big reasons. So there are four reasons why Python becomes so popular. So let's see the first one. So just beginner friendly. So another one is incredibly it's so powerful. Another one is it has a huge community. And last one it is versatile. So Python syntax is clean and minimal, and you spend less time fighting the language and more time actually solving problems. And second one is very powerful. So don't let the simplicity fool you. So Python used by Google, Instagram, Netflix, Spotify, NASA, and most of the world's AI systems run on Python. And third one, huge community. So Python has one of the largest developer community in the world. So whatever problem you run into, someone has already solved it and posted the solution online. And fourth one, it is versatile. And this language many uses like web development, data science, artificial intelligence, automation, game development, cyber security, and Python does it at all. So basically, Python is beginner friendly and industry ready at the same time. So the rare combination, and that's exactly where we are learning it. Now let me show you where Python is actually being used. So let's see where Python is used. So alright, let me show you how wide Python reach actually is. So this is going to motivate you for whole playlist and web development. So companies like Instagram, Pinterest run their backends using Python, and frameworks like Django and Flask make it incredibly fast to build powerful web apps. So we'll cover Flask and Django later in advanced episode. So another one is data science and analytics. So Python is number one language for data science, and libraries like pandas, numpy let you process, clean and analyze massive data set also. So companies hire data analysts who knows Python at very high salaries. And another one is artificial intelligence and machine learning. So ChatGPT, image recognition, recommendation system, self-driving cars, almost all of this is built with Python. And TensorFlow, PyTorch are all Python libraries. So this is the hottest career field right now. And automation and scripting. So you can write Python script to automate boring, repetitive tasks, and renaming hundreds of files, sending automated emails, scrapping website, filling forms. And this alone can save your hours every single week. And cybersecurity. Ethical hackers and penetration testers use Python to write tools and scan network, test vulnerabilities, and build security system to like Metasploit have Python components. Another one, your favorite, game development. So Python's Pygame libraries lets you build 2D games, and while it's not a primary language for big AAA game, and it's perfect for learning game logic and build indie projects also. Another one, scientific computing. So NASA and a research institution around the world uses Python for simulation, calculation, and scientific analysis, and SciPy and Matplotlib are heavily used in research. So no matter where direction you want to go in your career, so web, AI, data, security, automation, Python takes you there, and that's why this playlist exists. And we are going to build this foundation together step by step. Let's get Python on your computer. So let's install the Python. So it's just very straightforward, and I'll walk you through every single step. So first step, we have to download the Python. So open your browser and go to Python auth. So type python.org, which is organization, and this is official Python website, and click the download button. So scroll down, see here. So give Windows installer 64-bit. So here have installed. So wait for a few minutes or seconds. So after download, install. So here use admin privilege and add Python. So after clicking, so give yes. See, all libraries are installing. So wait for 1 to 2 minutes, it will be download. Okay, close this and show type ideally. So open this. So at first you will get like this. So when you open your Python, so it will open like this. Okay. So this is the movement we have been building to. So we are going to write your very first Python program right now. So in your hello.py file, type this exactly. So go to file, give a new file. So in a new file, we just write up very first code. So give in a print, in our inside the braces, in a double quotation, give hello. So go to here run module, and here give OK. So now you have to save this file. So just choose your file somewhere you need. So I'm giving hello.py. So to py giving is it's not mandatory because here already for default I have a .py. So .py I can use, it's optional. So just save it. So see here, we have got a first output. So just hello. So that's it. It is just a one line, right? So this is how every programmer starts hello as a tradition in coding that goes back to the 1970s. And you're now officially part of that tradition. And let me break down what just happened on that one line. So print, which is a built-in function in Python. A function is a named command that does a specific job. So the job of print is to display whatever you put inside it on the screen. The text inside the quotes. So the text inside the quotes, hello, is called a string. A string is just a sequence of character, letter, number, symbols, whatever may be. So string must always wrap in either single quote or double quote. And in Python both also work, but in other language it won't work. So I have rewrite. So we can use double quotation or else single quotation also. So here I'm giving a world. Okay. So let's see what happens. So let's run this. So instead of run, you can give fi also. Give okay. So see here what we got. So hello world. So we have got. So we can use single quotation or else double quotation also. So next. So here now we have print the string, which means a sequence of characters. So let's print a number. So let's give a 1, 2, 3. Okay. So let's run this. I'm giving a F5. So what I got? So I have got 1, 2, 3. So we have to notice one thing. So when we print numbers, we don't use quotation. So numbers are their own data type in Python, and we'll go deep into data type. So for now, just remember text needs quotation and numbers we don't need any quotation. So now let's talk about something really important. So which is comment. So comments are a line in your code that Python completely ignore. So they are not instruction for the computer. They are notes for you or for anyone else who reads your code later. Why do you need it? Because code can get complex fast. So 6 months from now, when you reread your own code, you'll be grateful you left yourself more. And good programmers write code. Great programmers write code with commands and get into the habit from day one. So here we just write a first command. So for command we use hash as a syntax, which is our symbol. So hello, this is your first code, right? So in life, so this is your first code that you have write in a Python journey. So here we just write a command. This is my first code. So if we execute this, let's see whether this will be executed or not. So I have told this will not be executed, right? So the compiler won't consider this. It will consider only print hello, print wall, and print 1, 2, 3. So this is my code. It won't consider. So we have used the command symbol. So let's run this. So see here. We have got only hello world and 1, 2, 3. So this is my command. So when you see after a long time, So you will come to know. So this is my first code that I have written. So that is why we have user command. So in a command we have two types. One is single line command and multi-line command. So as for the single line command, we just use this hash symbol. For the multi-line command, we use triple quotation. So see here, automatically it will become a green. So after this word, I'm giving a triple quotation. See here, this print 1 to 3, it came back to its normal position. So here, now the print world becomes fully green. Because this won't be read, this is just for your reference. So here I'm writing another one command. So this is my printing statement. So here I have a two lines of code and here I have a one line of code. So let's see which line are going to execute. So before we have executor print hello, print world and print 1 to 3. So let's see now. So now we got only hello and 1 to 3. So the print world is commented and this is only for our reference. The compiler won't convert this into a binary code. So instead of triple double quotation, we can use the single triple quotation also. So this also it will execute. So see here we have got our same. So after that in Python we have one golden rule. So which is indentation. So I just command this. So in our Python we have a golden rule which is indentation. So see here in printing statement I'm giving a one space. One tab space I'm giving. So let's see what will happen. So now I want to talk about something that trips up almost every single behavior. So which is indentation. And this is so important in Python that I want to dedicate a whole section to it right here. In most programming languages like Java or C++, so code blocks are defined by curly braces. So Python does not use curly braces. Instead, they use a indentation. Indentation is nothing but just a tab space. That is what indentation. So it defines the code block. So the rule is very simple. So Python uses four spaces, which means a tab space for indentation level. An inconsistent indentation causes an indentation error and your code won't run. So let me show you. So let's remove all this. I'm giving a printing. Okay, in a printing statement, I'm giving hello. Let me give a one tab space and let's print here. So inside we print hello. Let's print wall. So let's run this. See here, we have got unexpected indent because here we have given space. So we have given a tab space. So that's why we have get the error. So here, if I remove the tab space, let's run this again. See here, we have got hello world. So this is why indentation is important in Python. So don't worry. You won't need to deal much with indentation errors in this episode because we are only writing simple one level code. But as we get into if statement, loop or function in future episode, indentation becomes everything. Just remember consistency is the key. Always use four space or else you can use the tab and never mix tabs and spaces. So let's see how Python read and runs your code. So here we have a two line. So let's add one more line. So here let's give hello world, welcome to Python. Let's go. So I want to give you a model how Python actually works. When you run a file, understanding this will make debugging so much easier. So top of the bottom. So Python reads your dot file name. See here. So this is my file name, hello.py. So it first read your file name, so which is dot file, and after that it will come line by line and each line is executed one at a time, and Python does not jump randomly, and if Python encounters an error it stop immediately, and after the remaining line it won't be executed. For example, here I'm just giving a one space here. So I have already told that so indentation is very important. So this is my line number 1 and this is my line number 2 and this is my line number 3, right? So let's run this. Let's see what happened. So we have got the unexpected error. At first it will execute the line 1. Hello will come. And after that when it go to the line 2, it detects a space here. So that's why it show an error. So let's execute this. Now it won't show an error. So hello world, welcome to Python. So first line 1 will be executed and after that line 2. and after that line 3 will be executed. In case if any error is occurred, it won't execute a line. So for example, in our second line we have got a error, right? So immediately it will stop and it won't execute the third line and it will run last line. So Python is an interpreter language, unlike languages like C++ that compile the machine code first, and Python interprets, read and runs your code directly. So line by line. Okay, let's do a quick practice. So in a printing statement, here we just print. So instead of hello, I'm just giving a 5 equal symbol, and here I'm just writing a hi, and I'm just removing this. Here I'm just giving a 5 equal symbol. And after that, in our printing statement, so here I'm writing name equal to. So let's give Alex, and let's give, so instead of Alex, give your own name. So inside the printing statement, let's give I'm learning Python. So let's run this. So hi and your name, give your name. So I have given Alex, so Alex is printer and I'm learning Python. So each and every line is executed here. So let's see the variable in detail. So I have already tell what is variable. So variable is a identifier. So which stores the name. So variable is nothing but which is a name. So name which is given to a value. So if I'm having a value 10. So for that I'm storing this value in a variable. So in a container. So for that I'm using a x as my variable and 10. So let's see another one example. So I'm having a container. So this acts as a variable. Okay. And inside the container I'm storing a liquid. And this liquid is known as value. So like this. So this 10 is stored in a variable x. So it is a container. And Python automatically create the variable when you assign a value. So we don't need to declare it separately like C or Java. So let's see the memory. So let's see the how memory works in a Python. So in a Python, let's take as x equal to 10 as our example. So in the Python creates an object. So in a Python everything is a object. So for a value 10 it will create a object. In a memory it will create a object. So if we have a memory, so this is what our memory. So in a memory it will create a one object. So we name it as 1001. So inside this address, so inside this object the 10 will be stored. So this is how the memory will be in the Python, and this value is assigned to a variable or variable x. So here the x has the reference of 1001 and the 10 has the value of 10. So like this the memory will be work in the Python. So you can check the memory address using the id of x. So this shows where the object is stored. So and one of the important concept is your variable does not store the values directly. So x does not store the value directly. So here in a x container, the value 10 will not be stored. Okay. Instead, the x refers to the value's address, which is 1001. So the x refers to the address of the value 10, which is the our object, and that object refers to the value 10. So creating a variable. So let's create a variable. So for creating a variable in Python is easy. Just I equal to symbol. Okay. Just we use only equal to symbol to assign a value. So if we create a variable, so let's use a counter. Okay. So it is a variable, right? If I use equal to symbol and if I give anything here, any values 10 or else a name. So 10 here counter is a variable and 10 is a value. So Python automatically detect the data type. So here 10 is a numeric, which is a integer data type, right? So our left side is a variable name and our right side is a value. So if we use a equal to symbol, it will automatically create a variable, and if we use equal to 10 it automatically identify it is a integer data type. So if we give a 10.0 it will automatically detect it is a float. So if I give a in a double quotation I'm giving a name, so it will automatically detect it is a string. So it is the one of the special quality that Python have. In other languages, we have to initialize its data type, like int a equal to 10, float a equal to 10.0, and string a equal to name. So like this, we have to declare in other languages. But in Python, we don't need to declare the our data type. So if we just give our variable name and a value, it will automatically detect the data type. So Python is dynamically typed. So let's create a variable here. So just give whatever you want. So if you want to write a name, you can give a name. So if you want to store a age, you can give a age. So you can give whatever you want as a variable. So but variable have a rules and regulations. So I'll tell you. So name, it is a string, right? So we have to give in a single quotation or else in a double quotation. So I'm giving a Sam. So let's give age equal to 25. Okay. So now let's print the name. So for printing, so here if we pass the name, so our variable, so in our variable, Sam will be stored. Sam will be in a variable container, in a name container, the value Sam will be stored. So see how clean that is. So no need to declare a type and no need to say this is a string or this is a number. So you just assign and go. So Python figure out the type automatically, and this is one of the things that Python makes so beginner friendly. So the equal sign here is called as assignment operator, and it does not mean is equal to the way it does. So the way it does to math, it means take the value on the right and store it in the container on the left. So name equals to Sam means put the value Sam into the box called name. So in a Python, variables are created the moment you assign a value to them. So there's no need to declare a variable before using it, unlike languages like Java, C or C++. So let's see for the rules. So rules for naming variables. So rule number 1. So only letters, digits, underscore can be used. So only letter, digit and underscore can be used. So your variable can only contain A to Z and digit for 0 to 9, and the underscore character can be used. So no spaces and no hyphen, no symbols cannot be used, and it cannot be start with a digit also. So rule number 2, cannot be start with digit. So it cannot be start with digit. And our third rule, which is so it is case sensitive. So our fourth rule is we are not allowed to use Python keywords. So no Python keyword. So these are the four rules. So we cannot start with the digit. So your variable name must start with a letter or underscore, and it cannot start with a number. And Python sees the number at the start and it gets confused. So it does not know if you're writing a variable name or a number. So for example, if I'm giving a here instead of I'm giving a 2. So let's run this. See here, invalid decimal letter. So we have got error, syntax error we have got. So our third rule. So our third rule is case sensitive. So Python treat uppercase and lowercase letter as a completely different. First I have given name, which is a lowercase. So now I'm giving a uppercase. So here I'm giving a Sam. So and this is not the same. So here I'm giving a Samantha. So in our printing statement, let's print this. So I'm giving a name. In lowercase name, I have initialized Sam. In uppercase, I have initialized Samantha. So let's execute this. See here. So both also same, but we have got two different values, Sam and Samantha. So that's why Python is case sensitive. So here we just change only one letter, only uppercase and lowercase. So it is very case sensitive. So and the last rule. So we cannot use keywords as a variable name. So you cannot use Python reserved keywords as a variable name. So keywords are special words that Python has already claimed for its own use. So like if, for while class, and we'll see the full list on keywords shortly. So for example, so for is a keyword. So if I run this, let's see what happened. So we have got invalid syntax. You know why? Because for is a keyword, we cannot use that as a variable. So let's run this. So it's absolutely runs fine. So these are the rules for variable. Okay. Now here's something that makes Python really special compared to language like Java or C++, which is dynamic typing. So in Java, if you declare a variable as an integer, it can only ever hold an integer. You declare its type upfront and it's locked in forever. Python works completely different. In Python, the same variable can hold different types of values at different points in your program. The type is determined by whatever value is currently stored in the variable. So, for example, so let's see here, let's remove this. So, if I'm giving x equal to 10, in our printing statement, I'm just typing x. Along with that, I want to know what data type has to be there. So, I'm giving type of x. So, let's give x equal to 20, 2.2. So, in a printing statement, so let's print this. Let's see what type we are getting. So, see here. We have declared 10. So, 10 is an integer. And after that, we have declared 2.2. So, 2.2 it is a floating value. And after that, we have given x equal to true. So, which is a boolean data type. So, did you see that the variable x started as an integer, then become a float, and then it become a boolean. So, the type changes every time we assign a new value. So, this is dynamic typing, and Python figures out the type at runtime based on the value. So, not when you write the code. So, now, so just because you can reassign a variable to a different type doesn't always mean you should. So, in large problems, consistently changing the type of a variable makes code confused, but it's great to know that flexible exists also. So, and for beginners, it removes a huge barrier to just getting started. So, have you wondered why I have used type of? So, type of function anytime when you're unsure what type of variable is this, you'll use this consistently while debugging. And it returns the class of the object like string, boolean, we have right. So in float, boolean. So it will just show what type of data it's stored. So type of is a function. Okay, alright. Now let's look at the different ways you can assign values to a variable in Python. There are three main patterns and each one is very useful. Let's see the pattern one. So let's see the pattern one. So the standard way, one variable, one value, and it's a one line. So for example, I'm giving a student name. So I have tell right, we can use the underscore. So I'm giving a student name equal to, I'm giving a Priya. So this is a one method that we can assign a value. So let's see the second pattern. So second type is we can assign multiple values to a multiple variables. So for example, for x and y, for x I have to declare y 10 and for y I have to declare 20. In a single line, I can declare multiple values to a multiple variables also. So here I just use a printing statement. So now printing statement, I'm just printing a student name. And after that, for X also, let's print X. And after that, let's print Y also. Let's give X equal to, so let's print X and Y also. So this is second method. And let's see the third pattern. So pattern 3. So A equal to B equal to C. So I'm assigning for ABC value 50. So let's print A, B, C also. A comma B comma C. So let's run this. So see here. So for the pattern 1. So this is our pattern 1. So we just declare a variable and assignment operator, and after that our value. So here Priya is stored. And after that our pattern 2. So we just assigning multiple values to a multiple variable. So which is X and Y. For X we have got a 10 and for Y we have got a 20. And it is useful for variable swapping also. For example, if I give Y comma 10, here the value will be changed. So let's do. So I'm giving a Y and here I'm giving a X. So let's run this. So see here, I just change a variable here and here I have given X comma Y. See here the value are changed. So it is useful for swapping also. For all the three variables I have assigned value equal to 50. So these are the methods we can assign a value to a variable. So we don't need extra variable. This is the kind of things that makes Python developers smile. And always remember this trick, it comes up consistently in real code. Okay, let's see built-in functions, type function and ID function. So type function and ID function. So Python gives us two useful built-in functions for understanding variables, which is type function and ID function. Let's look at the both. So type function tells you what kind of data is stored in a variable, and you will use the all the time while debugging and learning. I'm giving n equal to 10, and after that I'm giving n equal to no. So let's take a equal to let me give 3.14. So it's just 3.14 is a pi value, right? And let's take yes. S equal to, let's give some string here. I'll give a string. And let's take a flag as a variable. We just assign a true. And after that, let's take a D. And inside the curly braces, we just assign a value. So I'm giving a key and a value. So maybe this will be confused at starting. I will explain you what is in our upcoming. So let's print all this and let's see what type of data type is this. So now print, I'm giving a type of n. So I'll just copy this line. So here I'll give a and after that S flag and D. Okay, let's remove this line. Okay. So at the end, which is at I have initialized n equal to 10. So it is an integer. We have already seen example in a previous problem. And after that, a equal to 3.14, it is a floating value, which is a decimal, right? And after s equal to, I have initialized string. So it is a string data type. So let's run this. See here. So, N is an integer, A is a float data type, and S is a string data type, and flag, which is a boolean. So it is true. And D, which is a dictionary. So dictionary is also one of the data type. So notice the output format, it says class. See here. So it says class because everything in Python is an object. Don't worry about that concept right now, and we'll cover open detail in our later episode. Type is your best friend for understanding your data. And let's do for ID. So instead of type, we just give ID. So I'll just comment this. Okay, let's run this. So see here what I have got. So ID means something which return a unique memory address of a variable. Essentially where Python is storing a value in your computer's RAM. So this helps you understand object reference. So let's keep here. So for this also we just change into ID. So let's run this. So see here for a or ID in my computer. It is if you give ID, so it may be differ from your computer also. So this is my ID for this variable. So I have to right. So Python everything is a object. So this shows us something really important about how Python works. Let me do something. So instead of A, I'm just assigning N. Okay. So I'll just keep here. So now it will execute ID of N and A, right? So let's see. So I have initialize N equal to 10 and A equal to N. So which means my N value is 10 and 10 will be assigned to A also. So let's see what value we'll get. So let's run this. See here, both values are same. This is showing us something really important about how Python works. A equal to N and Python does not copy the value. Instead, both A and N points to the same object in memory. So now, so here I'm just printing. No, I'll copy this and I paste here. So let's remove unnecessary thing. Okay, so now A and N will be stored. So here I'm assigning A equal to 20. So at first A equal to N, right? And after that, let's see what A equal to. So let's see the value of this. So now A values changed because now I have assigned A equal to 20. So instead of reassigning X equal to 20, so instead of reassigning A equal to 20, at first we have A equal to 10, right? So instead of 10, it does not reassign a 20 to a A. So instead of that, it creates a new object for a 20 and point A at it. And by N still points to the old object containing 10. And this is called object referencing. And we'll explore it next. So let's see the object reference. So how Python stores the value. So object reference, let's see how Python stores the value. So this is one of those concepts that separates people who truly understand Python from those who just use it. And let me explain object reference in the clearest way possible. And so when you write x equal to 5, so Python does not create a box called x and put the number 5 inside it. Instead, Python first create a object to represent the value 5 and somewhere in a memory. Then X is just a label, a reference that points to it points to that object. So the variable is a label, the object is actually a value. So when you write y equal to x, so Python does not create a new copy of y. It just creates another label y to the point the same object. So both x and y are now pointing at the same thing, and this is called shared reference. So I'll explain you. So see here, if I have x equal to 5, okay, and I'm having a y equal to, let's take a 2. So it just will create a space. So let's take this is as a object. So in this object, so let's write here. So this is a object reference. This is object. In the object, the value 5 will be stored. So in the box, it has a unique value. So for example, let's take 1001. So this is this box value, which means this is a object. So this is a object, and for the object 5, it has a unique value which is 1001. So the x will just refer to this 1001. So x will just refer to 1001. So now I have a 2, right? So for 2 also it will create an object, and for this also we have a unique value. So let's take it as sample 1002. So this is also a reference. And as for the y, so y also, so y will be referred to 1002. So in a reference object 1002, the 2 will be stored, and y will refer to the object's reference. So if I am giving b equal to 2, so for this 2, it does not create another one object. Instead, it will just create another one value. So it will just point towards the this 2's reference. So for example, it will just point to 1002. So for the each and every value, the object will be created. The variable just access the object's reference. So this is how it will work. So for example, if I'm giving a name, so name equal to I'm giving Alice. So for Alice, it will create a object, and the object's reference will be point to the name. So this is will how it exactly work. So Python variables for reference to object, not containers. Containers holding objects directly. So when you reassign a variable, you're redirecting the reference, not modifying the original object. And this matters a lot when you start working with lists and other mutable data types in later episodes. So next we see the typecasting. So typecasting. So this is something you will use constantly in real Python programs. So typecasting means converting a value from one data type to another data type. So Python has three main built-in casting functions, which is int, float, and string. So which converts a value to an integer and works with a float and numeric strings also. So for example, if I'm giving s equal to, inside the quotation I'm giving a 10, and let me print this, and after converting, so now I'm giving s equal to, let's take new variable, so I'm taking n, so n equal to, I'm giving int of s, so let's print this. So yes, we have a 10. So inside quotation it is a string, right? So if we change this, here we have user in data type. So it will convert from string to integer. So let's we have to check the type, right? So let's run this. So see here name error. So instead of print, I have must say n here. So that's why I have got a error. Yeah. So let's run this. So see here. So at first, 10 is a string because it's given inside the quotation. And after that, we have do a type conversion manually. So it is int of yes. So it is converted from string to integer data type. So now we have got it is a integer. So let's do this for float also. So if I give f equal to float of f, so let's print type of f, type of f. So let's run this. So I have got a float. So let's execute this also. Mm, So see now. So at first s equal to 10. So if we print, so it will print a 10 and it is a string data type. And for in a n we have do a type conversion from string to integer we have done. So for integer we have got 10 and it is a integer data type we have got. And after that we just convert to a float. So as for the float, so what is meant by float? It is a decimal value, right? So it will create a 10.0. So we don't give any value. So like 10.3, 10.4, we don't give anything. So it will automatically take. So 10.0 and so let me give s equal to 12. So here it is a integer data type. So now I'm giving n equal b equal to str of, so str is nothing but which is a string. So in Python we just use a string. So let's print b also. So we use typo. So let's run this. So initially it is a integer data type. After we are doing conversion, it become a string data type. So when typecasting fails, so typecasting only works when the conversion make logical sense. For example, you cannot convert the string hello into an integer. So hello is not a number. So Python will throw a value error. So next we see the del keyword. So del keyword is nothing but which is deleting a variable. So sometimes you want to completely remove a variable from your program and free up the memory and make it unavailable. So Python lets you do this with a del keyword. So if I'm giving x equal to 10 and after that I'll just print the x value. So now I'm using a del keyword. So del, I'm giving a x. So let's run this. We have got a value and x is deleted. So we get our output 10 and trying to use it now access can error. So for example, if I'm printing x, so at first x will came, so x will be printed and x will be after printing it will be deleted. So let's see now we get a error or not. So because x will be deleted, so there is no x value, right? So let's see. See your x is printed and we have got a name error. So name x is not defined. So after del x, the label x no longer exists and Python garbage collector they decide whether to clean up the object in memory and if no other variable is pointing to it, it gets removed from RAM automatically and you won't use del very often as a beginner, but it's good to know it exists. So let's see the keywords. So while in our variable concept, I have tell right. So we cannot use keywords as a variable. And keywords are special reserved words that are built into the Python language itself. And they have predefined meaning and purpose also. And you absolutely cannot use them as a variable names, function name, or any other identifier also. And in Python 3.13 has 35 keywords in total. And let me show you how to use them all using Python built-in keywords module. So here you give import keyword, and after that in a printing statement give keyword dot kw list. So run this, you will get all the keywords. So see here, you have get all the keywords you have. So let me walk you through every single keyword grouped by category. And because understanding what each one does will prepare you for everything coming in the playlist. And you don't need to memorize all this right now. We'll use every single one in future, but having this overview is very important and it is value also. So at first three, see here false, none, and true. So it is a value keyword and true or false. So true and false are boolean values and none represent these absence of a value. And like null in other language. And another one is operator keyword. So and so see here and or not is in. So these five are operator keywords and used as a logical and identify operator and or not for logic and is check identity and in checks the membership. So I'll tell you later in detail. And another one. So if see here if elif else and break here is for and while yeah here while and these are used for control flow. So it will control your program, makes decision and repeats action. And we'll cover all of this in upcoming videos. And try except finally where is set yeah try. So these are exception values we have. So these are the keywords we have in Python. So don't try to learn all these today. As we go through the playlist, you'll naturally use every single keyword in your program. And that's when they'll really stick. The most important thing right now is to know that these 35 words are off limit as variable names. So, okay. So, let's write a mini program. So, that uses everything we learned today. And try it yourself. And don't just watch and write along with me also. So, at first, let's create a student name. I'm just giving a 2. So, I'm giving a Priya. And after that, let's take a age. So, let's give age equal to 20. And let's take her grade also. So, let's take her grade is 9.5. And after, let's take 3 courses. Let's take C1 and C2 and C3. So, she is learning all 3 courses. C1, C2, C3. So, for that, so for 3 courses, one is Python, another one is Java, Let's take C++. So she is learning three courses: Python, Java, and C++. And let's take a assignment mark also. So assignment 1. So for assignment 1 and assignment 2, her markers, let's take a 2. So for both assignment 1 and 2, her markers 2. So after that, let's print its data type. So what type of values we have given. So now printing. So let's just copy this. So here, let's give a student name. And after that, we give a age. So here we give a grade. And after that, we have to calculate for C1. So after that, we do for a assignment also. So assignment 1, let's see what data type this is. So after that, let's create a student profile. So in a printing statement, inside the bracket, we just print like this. And after that, let's print a student profile. So let's add some. So we just copy this line. Okay. So after student profile, we have to print her name, age, and what grade and what are the subjects she have. We print these details here. So in our printing statement, so I'll give you a 10 seconds time. Okay. So you just print all these values. I'll give a 10 seconds. Okay. So I think you all completed. I'll code here. So at first we write a student name. So here we are saying, so in another printing statement, let's get her age. So here we get her grade. I think this is enough. Okay. So at first, so this is her profile. So her name, age, and her grade. So now we take a two variable, A and B. Let's take a C1 and C. Let's take assignment 1. So in assignment 1, she got 10 marks. In assignment 2, she got 20 marks. So let's print that. So now printing statement. So in assignment 1, her mark. So now at first she have in assignment 1 she have got 10 mark and for assignment 2 she got 20 mark. So in next time for assignment 1 she have got 20 mark and for the assignment 2 she have got 10 mark. So let's print this. Um yeah. So here we write test 1. So we print test 2. So let's run this. So as for here we have got so Priya is a string and 20 is integer and her grade is a float data type. And Python, Java, C++, it's all string data type. And assignment, so it is a integer data type. So her student profile name is Priya and age is 20 and her grade is 9.5. So in a test 1, in assignment 1 she got 10 and for assignment 2 she got a 20. But in a test 2 she got the assignment for assignment 1 she got 20, for assignment 2 she got 10. So the value just swap. So we can swap the value like this also. So I have already tell about this. So I'll give you a simple homework and please actually do this, not just watch, and create a program called My Profile. And in that store your name, age, city, and your favorite programming language, and whether you are a student or not, and as properly named variable. And print all the types using type function for each variable and try assigning the same variable to three data types int, string and float and print the type each time to see dynamic typing in action and write a variable swapping program, two of your choice and print before and after and drop your code output screenshot in the comment. I'll personally check and reply. So if this video helped you, hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second and help this playlist reach more learners and subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on the bell icon and I'll see you in next episode. So keep coding. You are doing great. Bye.